Hey everybody, it's Christine, and last week I shared with you how I ended up in a wheelchair at JFK Airport in New York, took priority boarding to a whole new level. So if you want that story, you can go back and watch or read that one. And this week I promised to update you as to part 2 because there was more to the story. So the Cliff Note version last week is I ended up passing out, falling on a marble floor, hitting my head really hard, and got a concussion. And the symptoms of the concussion got really bad over the weekend. I was foggy, I was really super tired, headachy, just did not feel like myself. And so in that feeling, there's 2 responses. Either we get really scared, and there was a part of me that was concerned, but we can go far down that track of getting really scared when something happens to us and almost go into victim a little bit, like why is this happening, and go into kind of reactive mode. Or we can go into seeker mode and really tune in and check in and ask, what is here for me? What is here for me to learn? Because I knew that it was about more than just, remembering to eat and self-care. I talked to you last week about how it's important to fill our self-care tanks. But intuitively, I felt like there was something more. And as my symptoms got more severe, I felt like my body was trying to tell me a message like, you're missing something here, you're missing something here. So I prayed about it, I meditated about it, and I'm like, please show me if there's something more here. And I got the insight to reach out to a friend of mine to ask if I could be at her house that day and just relax. Turns out that she also was dealing with some major health problems that stem from a concussion that she had many years ago. And I thought, I think I've had a lot of concussions. So I reached out to my parents and I said, can you give me a long list of the head trauma I've had? And it was a really long list. I fell on my head a lot as a kid. Explains a lot, doesn't it? And all that head trauma, of course, my parents were concerned. They took me to doctors. There were MRIs and CAT scans, but not everything was really picked up. And what I learned, because I ended up going to a doctor that my friend had recommended, a doctor I never would have found on my own, is that untreated concussions can lead to a lot of kind of longer-term health concerns. So I've shared in the past, I've had trouble with depression, I've had some things with hormone and thyroid and everything else, and I've learned how to deal with them through through my spiritual practice, and through taking really good care of myself physically. But intuitively, I've always felt like maybe there was something a little off. And when I went and found this doctor, it was like, oh my gosh, like he explained my whole life to me in terms of how the concussion impacted my brain. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not here to diagnose or give medical advice or anything like that. The reason I'm sharing this story with you is because I really want to encourage you when things happen to you, things happen in your life that were unexpected, those expectation hangovers. Yes, nurture any feelings that come up, and you want to really be present to that. And take some time to go inside and go, what's here for me? Because even in illness, even in sickness, even in suffering, there's always something there. There's always a lesson, or it's a nudge to get us to learn something or to make a discovery. For me, this was a huge nudge to make a discovery that I've really been looking for like a lifetime. So if there's something in your life that feels a little off, if something happens that you're like, whoa, that was a big expectation hangover, didn't see that one coming, set aside some time, go inside, get quiet, ask what's here for me. Pay attention to your dreams. Journal a little bit more and ask that you be guided. If you have like a problem or you're really confused about something, ask that the solution be revealed to you. Ask that helpful people come along, that you're directed to the information that will be most useful for you. Because remember, it's not all up to you. You don't have to figure it out all on your own. And so when life happens, take some time to go inside and get quiet and ask, what's here for me? And finally, I just want to thank you. So many of you sent me well wishes and support. I love how amazing you are, and I'm so blessed to have an incredible community. I am healing really well. I'm so excited about everything I'm learning about my brain and vitality and everything like that. I love that stuff anyway. So thank you, and let this be an encouragement to you to find your own discoveries in those missing puzzle pieces you may be looking for. Much love and many blessings. See you next week.